Hello, everyone. Hopefully, we've got this going the correct way. See, anyone can see me. So, today we are doing the dramatic reading plus box wine or booze of any kind um, of the Sarah Boone, like 9,000 letters that she wrote the judge, because of course, Sarah Boone wrote 900 letters. Why this woman doesn't understand that possibly filming her, taunting her boyfriend is a sorry, we are having a cat issue. Bender, Bender. Out. Thank you. We would be having cat issues, of course. Hello, everyone. So, yes, we are going to be doing the boxed wine dramatic reading of the Sarah Boone letters. Now, I am a method actress, but I'm going to keep it classy. I am wearing a bra because I was just raised right. It's kinda like the meatloaf thing. I would do anything for you guys, but I won't terrorize you like that. So let's get into it. The first letter that we have is from April 20th, 2022. And oh my god, this woman. Honorable Judge Wooten, thank you foremost and in advance for your invaluable time and the concern in this very unexpected and incredibly confusing matter. I am writing in regards to the requested withdrawal, most importantly, of my attorney. Dude, run, run, run as fast as you flippin' can. Mauricio Padilla and his/my team filed on the 4/18/22 along with a continuance. Forgive me if this is the wrong approach in contacting you directly. You do not contact a judge. Thor, I will cat launch in 1:12. These cats. But I wanted you to be fully aware of the magnitude of my shock and disappointment in the betrayal of Mr. Padilla, as I have not in any way by anyone been provided any explanation. Sarah, you you are the explanation as to why people run unless they're tucked into a suitcase. For the aforementioned withdrawal, etc., I unfortunately had to learn of these documents uh, by my former husband. Dude ran. Congratulations, ex Mr. Sarah Boone, because you got out and you didn't get entangled in all of this. I don't believe Sarah has nude pics, but that's even a bridge too far for me. And I like cringe. Like, I desperately like chef's kiss cringe. When calling to speak to my son, after making a commitment to me as my attorney over the past 2 years and 2 months. Lady, that is 2 years and 2 months longer than Jorge or George, depending on who you talk to. Thor out. We're about to be attacked by cats. Let's see. Again, ongoing to fully and sufficiently represent me, also being made to believe we were a team. I am completely blindsided. Really? Your entire life hasn't been people trying to run the hell away from you? Nonetheless, in how this was and is being handled by a professional. This woman, you are in jail. These, public defenders have like 8 bajillion people that they have to deal with. You come to them with a fact set of taunted boyfriend stuck in a suitcase. What do you want? You didn't even say it was a weird autoerotic asphyxiation thing. You went with hide and seek. This is I don't know what you need a tin cup and just run it along there. I don't understand. With that being said, Your Honor, I am graciously requesting to be included and present, please, at this hearing on Friday, April 29th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. so I'm able to learn more and also explain the ongoing legitimate hindrances I've been facing, along with my inability to or amply progress in the preparation for my upcoming trial and future. In my opinion, these concerns are what spurred these requests by my attorney in the first place. It is undoubtedly of the utmost importance to me to fight for my truth. Lady, your truth is that you stuffed your fun-sized boyfriend in a suitcase, and then I don't know how big the bottle was. I mean, maybe it was an entire box, but you were drunk off your tits, okay? Amanda Page, it doesn't make sense. Again, all you would have to do is say, "Hey, it was a weird sex thing." No one will ask you questions. Say, "Weird sex thing," and you are just done. No one wants to know anything further. You had to say hide and seek, which if you put him in there, that's not hide and seek. You That's just hide. This woman. Oh, Lord. Where am I? Da, 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 da. It is undoubtedly of the utmost importance for me to fight for my truth, and in which I thought my attorney was also really. Thank you beyond measure for your very much needed assistance and understanding. I am flying blind. I don't know the process, procedure, or protocol of any of this since I have never been in the current situation/situations I am in. I am eager to meet with you to further explain any and all questions or concern whomever may have. Please know with great emphasis, I just want to move forward, especially for the length of time I've already been incarcerated, and remedy this entire predicament, however that may be, in the best possible manner, having best interest and security above all else. Thank you. Again, I thank you profusely and await your response with further direction in order to be in attendance and proceed forward. Listen, Linda, this is her first lawyer-ish, and he ran. So you have what, 7 more to go? This is like 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, only completely wrong. And that was also name movies you couldn't do today. That movie. This woman, if I had like 1/4 of her, confidence in myself, I'd be queen of the world. I just would. Or I'd wear spandex outside. Can we talk about cyclists? I'm sorry. The sun is out and cyclists have come out, and any sport that requires you to wear spandex, you should just be sent to Arizona. That's all I've got to say about that, like Forrest Gump. Let's see, where is the next letter? We go to November. And let's see if I can confidently change this, which is probably not. Let's see. Do, 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 do. I am a genius. Sort of. Not really. Let's be very honest. This is all in technical difficulties. Again, Broken Baker, if I had the if I were empress of the world, everyone I don't like would be sent to Arizona because Mo does not like being hot. It is not I'm not a fan of hotness. Heat, no, no. So you all go to Arizona. Yeah, spandex isn't a friend to anyone. You know, yes and no. Oh my god. As long as you take videos, because we just saw her artwork and oh my god, there's a lot of feet and weirdness in that. She does have good handwriting, but her attitude is all caps, and I just can't. All right, let's go to the next letter. This is in November, and she kindly puts on that it has been exactly 4 weeks. This woman this woman makes me wanna drink all the time, and Mr. Mo isn't here to stop me. Well, let's be real, he didn't stop me to begin with. And yes, I am super classy. I'm drinking wine with ice cubes and a straw because I'm classy like that. Yes, that is the rule. Alright, so let's get to the second. I love how she does tell the judge, "It has been exactly 4 weeks since the last letter." Possibly, Sarah, and I know just possibly, he has other things to contend with other than, your shit show, but maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe he just has all this time to see. I will have to ask the legally people. Listen, I had normal straws and then I had children and they've moved everywhere. I don't know. So no, it is not long enough, and if I had a silly straw, I would have used it because this woman is not serious. She is super serial, which is not serial at all. And okay, what was I going to say? Oh yes. So I could be wrong because, my Learn to Law Daryl Brooks 7-volume edition is in the mail because he still has to write it. But I don't think you're supposed to be talking to the judge. I could be wrong. Let's see here. Honorable Judge Wooten, forgive me in advance for having to utilize your invaluable time to ask the current progress of my case. But after not having any form of communication with my attorney appointed by you after no, after 11 weeks and counting, after sending 4 letters, this is why he isn't talking to you. Men like to, lead. Maybe let your lawyers try to figure out what the hell they're going to tell people about why you stuffed your fun-sized boyfriend into a suitcase. I mean, those are kind of fact patterns we need to know. Yeah, I feel bad for the bicycle and me because I always get stuck behind them. But yes, it does seem rather upsetting. She she is insane, that's why she's putting progress in if you're gonna be passive aggressive, you can't be passive aggressive from jail. I mean, well, I guess you were aggressive, so that's how you got to jail. He is actually like George Glass. He doesn't really exist. No. Mr. Mo took the young feral boy children up to see his mom, so my house is suspiciously quiet. As parents, or if any of you guys are parents, there's that quiet that happens that someone's lighting something on fire. That's the kind of quiet it is in my family now or in my house now, and I keep having to tell myself, "No, the young 4 feral or the young 3 feral children are gone, so nothing's actually getting lit on fire." Or he's fake. I mean, let's be honest. I'm kinda mouthy. I know. My husband was like, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" I was like, "Could you go visit your mom and take the children?" I'm terrible. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, by you now after 11 weeks and counting, after sending 4 underline letters to my attorney appointed by you, no underline response, and after finally finding out on from an outside source to inform me of the uneventful, confusing filed documents online by my attorney appointed by you. I am still waiting with the perpetual question mark over my head. Lady, you have a lot of questions, and I am not qualified enough to give you those answers. Oh, let's see here. The cats were starting to, look like they were gonna maybe eat all of us, so one of the 2 children that are still here have been sent to go get them food before they, try to eat us, because cats are sociopaths. Let's see here. No letters, no video visits, no face-to-face visits, no answered phone calls from my attorney or even a response from you. He's getting his quill out and his, paper, and he's going to write a big, "You shouldn't talk to me, you crazy ass woman." Th You know what? I will try to get at least Mr. Mo on because he's probably gonna have to help me with computer stuff eventually or soonly. We know me. Your Honor, regarding one of my letters expressing my legitimate concern of what is going on in my case, all capitalize. And where is my attorney? He's getting ready to file resignation cards. Oh, Lord. This woman is all the crazies. Oh, and this is, where she's been going to number 6. Now, I had these by years, so she's already on number 6 in 2022. This woman, all the defense attorneys are like, "I'm gonna roll I'm gonna roll a 1 on this." Um, the youngest would come on because he desperately wants to be a what he calls a "Loo-tuber," but he's very upset that I won't make elephant toothpaste or, any of those things or fill a storage container full of Jello or whatever those I call them the brain jackasses, but I'm sure they have names, or that I'm not Mr. Beast. So he's not he's like, "You do what with where? You don't do any of that fun stuff?" So, she's not cray cray, she can be fixed, but she's I mean, mm, I don't remember seeing her in prison, but maybe hey, it was good for Jodi Arias. Maybe it'll help her. I mean, she'll be off the hooch. Well, at least good hooch, I guess. I don't know. I've never been to prison yet. Oh, Lord. Capitalized. What's going on in my case? And where's my attorney? He's hiding. Yes, he did. Lawyer number 7 was not allowed to withdraw because I believe it was 3 weeks, before the case. So he was told that he was stuck with Sarah, as you are, as you would be. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we will be like Mr. Beast. We will make some bathtub gin. Let's see here. It has now been over 4 underlined months since being appointed another capitalized attorney, hashtag number 6, and not by my decision, influence, or choice. No, just your voice. Your voice scares small children and lawyers. And almost 3 of the 4 months not hearing from said attorney. 8/22/22 last correspondence. Why? Big question mark. What's the reason? Sweetheart, honey child, snookums, bless your heart, which is Southern for F you. But if 6 people, 1 man, and 1 suitcase all run away from you, it's you. Also, your attorneys are busy trying to help people that didn't shove their fun snack boyfriend into a suitcase and videotaped it. It's no reason. It must just be the terrible Florida legislatures. Who knows? It's a mystery to me too, Sarah. Why haven't I received a letter, even a 15-minute video update, anything? Even after my PTC on 10/25, it's what really confuses me and nonetheless upsets me, the fact that I was not in attendance so I could know what's going on in my case, all caps. You know what, Sarah? Maybe we are kindred spirits because my face is all caps right now. Especially considering that I have not underlined heard from my attorney in 11 underlined weeks, and I should have been included. Why was I not? This is my case. Was Mr. Bankowitz even there to represent me? I don't know anything still. The problem is that my constitutional rights. Does everyone go to jail and then learn their effing constitution? Because people can't figure out that we're a representative republic, but wanna talk about us being a democracy. So, do I need to send everyone to jail so that we can get some civics lessons? Because I'm willing when I become empress of the world. Unless you're a cyclist, then you're going straight to Arizona and Godspeed, brave warriors on spandex. It just is what it is. Oh, good. Okay, they have classes. Well, then that's good. Men are dicks. What can you do? Oh, Lord, this woman just what I I understand that she doesn't have the ability to read the room, but lady, you okay, you not intending and this is not legal advice. Dear Lord, if you are coming to me for any sort of advice, no. Just no, rewind that back. Go with Jiminy Cricket or Bender from Futurama. Do not take my advice as anything other than entertainment value. Well, there you go. I women are okay cyclists because they seem to understand when curves are coming that, I'm not gonna pass. It's the men that always look back at me like, "Aren't you gonna pass?" No, I don't see it around the curve. I'm no. Yeah, I can be as cold as I want. I don't care if it's a dry heat. Being inside an oven is not my doesn't sound like fun. Oh my god. Yes, it in all things, just think, "What would Bender do?" And then perhaps do it or don't, but always think, "What would Bender do?" That's my general life advice. Lord, y'all, I have to teach Sunday school class tomorrow. At least it's apropos because it's when Paul had to go to jail, so we can all just deal with that. Let's see here. Now, oh my gosh, the constitutional rights. Well, all constitutional scholars are Sarah Boone and Letitia Stalk. Side note, had Letitia Stalk used her law library time to look up laws instead of, the Flanders field and the America the Beautiful crap, maybe she could have done a good job, but I digress. The problem is that my constitutional rights are incorrectly being waived, quotation, without my knowledge or permission. I never underlined, signed anything, or verbalized. Woman, you verbalize way too much. The idea I wish to waive my appearances to any underline of my court dates. I want to be present for all dates. except her dates don't wanna be present for her. This woman. Going forward, please, regardless of significance, all underscore are is significant to me since my attorney fails to relay any information in any way. If he's not going to, then I must myself for myself. Well, God love her, Sarah. Who was gonna think of Sarah? It's like Helen Lovejoy, but who will think of the Sarahs? The Sarahs. I for the love of all the flaming hot Cheetos. As always, my entire life, woman, I have watched nearly every single documentary about you because oh, good night, Baker. And all your family is like, "Look, she's turns into a mean, belligerent drunk, and she's just drunk." Like, that is her job, drunkenness. And can we discuss the fact that she was dating Jorge for 3 years at the time of his suitcasing, but she had just divorced her husband for a year and a half? In fact, that was the reason for the divorce because Jorge kept, like, coming over saying, "Hey, where's my woman?" And, the husband was a little confused about that, but he's like then the husband kinda put down an ultimatum like, I'd like you to not date other people while we're married." Apparently, that was a bridge too far for Sarah. I can't with this woman. What else can I do? Who else can I seek help from? I have you and God, Judge Wooten. I can't. I can't. She does. I mean, I tried to ask Mr. Mo if, like, the dating marriedness is how we could work the brother husbanding thing because he hates it. Okay, I have one chore that I refuse to do. It on a sexist or just a tiredness reason, and I refuse to take out the trash. That is a boy job. I will This is the hill I will die on. So then I tried to explain to him that if we got a brother husband, he would only have to take out the trash 2 weeks of the month. We're working on it. He's he's not too into it. He asked about sister wives, and I said, "As long as she helps do laundry, I'm good." All right, let's get back to God, are you there? It's me, Judge Wooten. Judge Wooten, if I do have an attorney, where is he? There's so much to do all over capitalized in my case, hopefully the right way this time. Off to a rocky start where I wonder how more extended my time will be on top of the almost soon to be 36-month, 3 years. Well, at least she did. I do, but we also have trash pandas, and my boys do try to help, but they leave the garbage cans open. Sold. I know, it's Dear Diary, it's God, Are You There? It's Me, Margaret. A At least she's actually writing letters instead of, using Google like Letitia, so and this is fun because she is, quite honestly she doesn't get it. That even if you say, "Okay, well, it was an accident," that still gets you, in theory, to manslaughter, not second degree, but then you taunted him, so it's pretty much murder, sweetheart. I don't know what to tell you. Your lawyers have these facts to work with, and they're going up there and they're gonna say, "Well, what had happened was, he was fun-sized, so she put him in the suitcase to see if he would fit, and then she was really drunk and taped it. Not guilty." What it's like the Joel Guy Jr., defense. They basically said, "Remember, we have a constitution. Thanks for being here, y'all. We're sitting down now." Yeah, well, I mean, if you've heard the video, she's a whole lot drunk. Again, on 1 bottle of wine. I don't know, I thought you, like, raised your tolerance, but I guess maybe it's just 2 buck chuck and she was really hadn't eaten all day? I don't know. Um, I don't know. I think that the judge is kind of over every single because there's, like, a bajillion and 12 letters. She's got more than the Chronicles of Narnia in here. So, I think the judge is like, "We're doing this, I'm done." Oh my god. He's on the spectrum and she's dinner? Hey, Flux. Alright, let's get back to this because reading stuff. Alright. 36 months, 3 years already. Is this how the justice system really works? Am I being penalized for wanting to be fully involved in everything in my case and intelligent enough to know how my case is being handled is unjust and from my point of view disastrous considering I'm still here sitting in an Orange County jail counting the days and praying my 6th attorney contacts me. I/we. I like how she uses the royal we. She's just well, at least she's intelligent enough to know stuff. Good lord. Like, I can't. I cannot. You have actual testimony from her landlord that she was like, okay, I can't church this up. She was tits out drunk all the times, like half dressed, just stumbling wherever, you know, just her all her job was calling her ex-husband for money. So, I'm just a little bit done. Well, now she, like Daryl Brooks, has dropped many tears, I'm sure, but not where you can see them. And she probably has a clear conscience because it wasn't intentional. This woman. Well, I'm intelligent too, but I don't count my high school, grades, especially not trigonometry, um, as my, end all be all when I'm 42. I mean, I'm almost 40, so maybe once I get there, I'll start saying, I had perfect attendance in high school. I cannot. She is I she really would. She's like, "Let me s" I think she did write a note or she was going to write to, DeSantis, and I must find that letter because the hilarity. I never in my life. I will do the police interrogation because it was just e why? Look, okay, side note because we are on tangent land, but my first husband passed away, and never in my life would I have thought to ask of any of that crap. I was like, "Okay, what do we need to do? This, that, and the other." Especially if I had shoved him in a suitcase and thrown him down the stairs. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be asking, well, and why is she buying him an engagement ring? I I can't with this woman. It's just like Letitia naming the dog after her dead first husband. I have never in my life heard of something so tawdry and ridiculous. I mean, and I am here for the ridiculous. I have a family of poorly designed children's mushroom toys. Oh, this is Sarah Boone. Sarah is the, Florida lady who contends that, she and her boyfriend were playing hide and seek when she zipped him up in a suitcase and then forgot about him. But that was not before she videoed herself taunting him while he was begging to get out and said he couldn't breathe, when she was super duper drunk. And she woke up at the crack of noon, realized that George was being very quiet, and then realized it's alleged, if you go to, I wanna say, any of the, YouTubers that have done a really good deep dive, one of the neighbors, that shares an adjoining wall with them said he heard a series of thunks starting out tall and coming down that particular evening, and he did show some bruising and a couple different marks. So, it's yet to be it's allegedly right now, but she also in the videos, there's 2 videos, and I'm not gonna play those because 'cause they're just I don't do snuff films, I'm sorry. Um, One, he's facing up like he had just gotten into the suitcase, and the other one, he's upside down, so the zipper part would have been down. It's just I hope it's not true, but she is the type for me, in my opinion, and of course I am a Walmart psychologist. Uh, she is vindictive. She was mad at him. He, didn't say he loved her enough. She did everything for him, and when she gets drunk, she's just a belligerent, bitchy drunk. And she probably thought, well, you cheated on me and you did something to me. And she does say in her interview, like, I was going to leave him in there and teach him a lesson. I'm like, or couples therapy, which or make him watch a Hallmark movie. I mean, if I have to watch a Hallmark movie, I'm out. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why? Yeah, so they have receipts for 2 bottles of wine that they found both bottles in the trash. So, somehow between these 2 people, they got just boobs out drunk on 2 bottles of wine. But there have been other cases. I mean, they were both taken in for domestic violence. I think he was being choked and he kicked her, but they were both so drunk they couldn't actually really remember what happened. And unfortunately, the way our legal system is, George was, you know, given domestic violence charges and she was, considered the victim. But he did have indications of strangulation on his neck, and her ex-husband, said that, when she got drunk, she would go after him, clawing him, using her nails, hitting him, and he would never fight back. Yeah, I think it was to teach him a lesson. I think she just got really drunk, and she didn't think that that was going to be an issue, but it happened, and then she thought that she could just say, "Well, it was an accident," and, everyone was gonna be like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, that was an accident. You get a mulligan, the next time you kill a boyfriend, we're gonna get you, but you got one free get out of jail card." Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they charge. I have not dug deeply into this. I honestly, I thought I found a box wine on clearance, and I thought, "Oh my god, I need to read all the letters pretending I'm Sarah," so I can't. But she claims that she just fell asleep, as you do with your boyfriend in a suitcase. Now, she does claim that in her mind, and I we can only imagine what her mind is. I think circus music and clanging monkeys, but she figured that because she was able to unzip it and zip it from the outside fairly easily, and she does claim that she left at least 2 fingers or a couple fingers between actually closing it, that George look, it's spelled Jorge. I am from the group of people that are so clear we just learned that ombre doesn't we don't pronounce the H, so I'm gonna need George to if it's spelled Jorge, it should be George. I need y'all to focus and help me with the name. And it looks like she is charged with second-degree murder, so I believe that's sort of more of a reckless. I'll have to ask the law legally people. She could have, I mean, she really does start getting fairly vindictive, in the calls from or in the videos from what I've heard, like, uh, he keeps saying her name, he's being very calm, he's trying to just, like, "Look, this ish is angry, I just need to talk her down." And she's like, "That's what it feels like when you cheat on me." And then he said, like, he's like, "Sarah, babe, I can't breathe." And she's like, "That's my name, don't wear it out." I mean, just and I believe she had a photo of her putting her son in a suitcase on Facebook, and that triggered a child, welfare visit, but I could be wrong. I don't she might have the record, but it's also Florida, and America's Freedom Dong has some crazy crap going on. Just insanity, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, and here I am like a schmuck just putting, clothes in my suitcase. Can I tell you between the Sarah Boone trial, the Lori Vallow trial, and the Letitia Stalk trial, I am side-eyeing any heifer that buys a suitcase near me. And I am side-eyeing any family that's at a national park. From now on, I'm taking pictures, and I've got my eye on you. It's just ridiculous. I mean, she's just insane. So let's see. We can move forward, all capital heist. Finally, coming to an end to this seemingly endless debacle. Woman, your life has been a debacle. You would think, considering the circus show my entire case is being made out to be with all the hype. You're welcome. Hi, sweetums. I don't know. Maybe a pet carrier. I don't know. For the love of well, I think they did investigate it. I don't know that I think it was a photo op. I could listen, this woman is like all the crazy. We just oh lord. Shabusiness is awesome. Because of the name, but who leaves never I am done tangenting for now. With all the hype and sensationalism and publicity, I received a letter all the way from across the pond, England, the other day. Please tell me someone called her a cunt because in England, it's more acceptable to call a woman that. I need to see that letter for science. It would be being handled more professional, better. I learned something new every day about facts, events, and outcomes in my case from all the inmates and officers as well. I wonder if they might know where my attorney is. Bottom line, please understand, I don't want to be here any longer. Um, who wants to break it to her? I'm just asking for a friend, like, who's gonna tell her that murder 2, she's gonna be there a little bit longer? I don't wanna be hindered any longer in getting just to the starting line again. I don't wanna be suppressed in being heard finally. truthfully and correctly. So when, Judge Wooten, when will I hear from my attorney? Or please, just with some type of response other than a copy of my letters I keep sending, which I already have. Lady, you are not allowed to talk to the judge, you weirdo. Oh, well then sorry. Listen, I base all of my, well, European knowledge on, Team America. I'm just kidding. Uh, well, sort of. And, David Attenborough, specials in the wild, so I could be very wrong, and I, in fact, usually am. So I am sorry. Let's see here. In the meantime, it is my understanding the following documents have been filed in my case since the appointment of Frank Bankowitz, my attorney, missing in action. Oh my wow. Again, like I said, if I had just 1/10 of this woman's, self-assurance, I'd probably be Darth Vader, so I don't know that I use my power for good, but I could. Let's see, 7/11, Bankowitz appointed. 7/12, PTC order pretrial 10/25, trial 11/7. 8/29, pretrial canceled. 9/23, notice of unavailability, the state. 10/7, correspondence, my letter to Bankowitz. 10/12, correspondent to defendant, copy of my letter. 10/24, notice of appearance for what, underline, had 3 years ago, not guilty plea already filed, waiver of appearance never signed or agreed to. Listen, lady, no one wants to be in your presence for longer than 5 seconds. So you're ju and to be honest, you'd probably just hinder your case because you're supposed to be looking all battered and meek, and there is the you are not meek. You are sentenced to all the Sharknado movies, and, well, every bad hmm, I'm gonna think about it, but I would say Hallmark movies, but you'd probably enjoy them, so Imma think on it. Actually, you are sentenced to live with Darryl Brooks. Between the 2 of them, 'em, they'd run out of oxygen and kill themselves in, like, 5 seconds. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. Yes, they send her so I guess everything that she sends in is considered, part of the record, so she gets it back. But can you imagine the intern that has to deal with this bullshit? Oh my god. You get out of college, you're like, "I'm gonna be a lawyer." And so you start, doing page search, um, things or, you're an intern just to see how the legal thing and you get these letters and you're like, "You know what? How much is it to manage Walmart? Okay, we're good. We'll just do that." I'd give up my license after this. Let's see. 10/12, correspondent to the defense or to the defendant, copy of my letter. 10/24, star, notice of appearance for what? Had 3 years ago, not guilty plea already filed, waiver of appearance never signed, never agreed to. Compensation for what? What's been done? Sweetheart, your lawyer needs to be paid. 10/25, substituting conflict counsel. Who is my attorney? 10/25, PTC 1/17/2023, trial 1/30/2023. That's it. In almost 4 months, I've been a client of Mr. Bankowitz. This is the only progress? What's next? Where are my copies of everything filed ever? This one way this is one way I can have some idea of what's happening, and please remember, I have no access to a computer nor any reliable outside resource to check anything for me. Sweetheart, it's not my fault. that you alienated all your friends and your ex-husband because Oh, cool. We tried to grow potatoes last year, and, I don't know what I did in a past life to woodland creatures, but the deer and bunnies ate all of them, and then a deer startled me and caused me to break my ankle. I'm just saying, woodland creatures hate me, and I don't know why. It is the she just I mean, the cross that she carries for all of us, we salute you, Sarah Boone. I need to get a sarcasm sign. That's my next goal for this channel. Sarcasm sign. It it is what it is. You know, since my ankle has been such an issue, I have never wanted to hunt ever in my life, but I'm kind of going full archer revengeing on some deers. Deer deer are vandals. Yes, they are. Oh, deer mow. Okay, so I am great at, planning to do stuff, but sometimes my follow through is a little bit lackluster. So this year we are not putting in a garden because I can't walk on uneven ground. And Mr. Mo is tired of spending a lot of money to feed deer. I know this is a match made in hell that I would love to see. I want to Oh, the June bugs are scary. There's one those palmetto bugs? I don't know, I can't. Alright. Listen, Mr. Mo knows me and knows that we should probably not give me any more access to weapons. Listen, a couple days ago when we had recorder recital, I was wondering if I could learn to weld, not for good, but for a killdozer. We have a big Ford Transit van, and I need help. He's like, "No, you cannot learn to weld to make a killdozer." I'm like, "Why is it that no one wants to have fun anymore?" Poor Mr. Mo, he has to deal with me 24/7. Let's see here, where were we? That's it. In the almost 4 months I've been a client of Mr. Bankowitz, this is the only progress? Wait, we were ah. Please mail copies, underline. I am trying to come up with any solution possible to keep me, the other party in my case. Ma'am, you are the only party in your case, unless you're the third party intervener on behalf of Daryl Brooksness. Oh my god, I wish she would do self okay, my better angels are saying, "Please let her stay with her defense attorney so that we can have, a good trial and George's family can get justice." Now, my external shitlord, on the other hand, would love for her to be her own attorney. That's it, crowdsourcing. I was gonna crowdsource for, a cat cam, but then my husband reminded me I have another webcam and I just need to learn to set it up. So that'll be a while. But yes, I often come home and wish for a killdozer. Let's see here. The other party in my case, informed and updated. This is also a part of the court's responsibility. I would especially think knowing I've not heard from my attorney in any way for 11 weeks. Plus, I want to be included. As always, I thank you for your time and understanding. Please help however you are able. I'm not helpless. I am ready to get this show on the road and to hear from someone other than myself. Woman, uh, you should flux. Yes. Tool streams. Oh my gosh. This woman, other than myself asking the same question over and over and over, what's going on in my case? Or how many more pens will I exhaust asking? This heifer exhausted pens, like the little insert pen that they gave Daryl Brooks because he's not allowed to have Sharpie things. I need to see all these letters. I must. You know, I will say this for the Killdozer guy, he got totally screwed by the county council, and he didn't run over any people, he just ran over their businesses. I mean, I'm kind of okay, they blocked his entrance. He had a business, they blocked the entrance to his, street access, they blocked sewer access, all because he wouldn't sell. I have been deep down the Killdozer, um rabbit hole because look, COVID did some strange things to all of us, and I may or may not have fallen deep down into the serial killer YouTube section. She does talk to herself all the time. I'm telling you, her and Daryl Brooks, put them in a room, they will exhaust the oxygen and, you know, sadly unalive themselves with carbon dioxide poisoning. I mean, I'm just saying for the planet and my oh my gosh. No, you are trying to be a good person. You have to teach Sunday school tomorrow. I will not look this up today. Let's see. Gratefully and patiently waiting, I await your response. Sincerely. Well, I do like that she puts her little prison number, but I don't know. I can't. The rainbow glitter box dildos I would send her, you have no idea. I cannot have access. I cannot send things. Oh my god. That's the next fan fiction we need to do. Forget Letitia Stalk and Daryl Brooks. It needs to be, Sarah Boone and Daryl Brooks because it was unintentional. That would be hilarious. But then I also wanna send some to me, and knowing my luck, my sons would open them because they would, because my life is just that unintentionally hilarious. I know they should Sarah should have legitimately gone the David Carradine route. Like, "Look, I know it's a little weird, but he's fun-sized. We saw 50 Shades of Grey. We don't have money for a dungeon, but we've got a suitcase, and we figured, it would be like sensory deprivation, except he was the only one to I'm just saying, anything but frickin' hide and seek. I cannot with this woman. A, that's not how you hide because if you know where the hider is, then it's not hide and seek, it's you placed him in a suitcase, lady. I shouldn't have to explain this to a 40-year-old woman who, had straight A's in high school. She was in honor roll, don't you know? This who? Why and where? Alright, let's see here. What is she bitching about now? I know, just not what kind of party foul is that? I don't know, like, having, been my early 20s and, into my late 30s, I was just having children, so I've told my kids that they're going to expect me at a rave when I'm 45, because by then I'll have a precious 6 months between, last kid leaving and first grandbaby coming, and Mo's going hog wild and doing all this. Okay, let's be honest. Mo's just gonna stay up till 9 and watch whatever the hell I want on television without anybody asking me any questions for 5 minutes. And yes, I call cut all of my booze with Clearly American because, as you can tell, I'm a baby drinker. Yes, in fact, middle son, I'm a baby drinker and I'm also incredibly frugal, which is hilarious to me. So, middle son, it was Mother's Day, before we were trying with him and we wanted to have, possibly another son to, have my son have someone to play with. And we went, to Mexican restaurant for Mother's Day, and I got a margarita. Oh, yes, I did this, I didn't figure out how to do this, oh, for the love of Cheetos. Yes, let me put it in the way it's supposed to, I think. Lord knows, y'all. I think that's it, but I could be very wrong. Oh, I don't my superpower is actually finding booze on clearance. So I have a bunch of hard stuff that I rarely ever drink unless I think that I can become a mixologist, which always ends terribly, and I don't quite drink a whole lot. But anyway, so back to the thing. Mexican restaurant, I ordered a margarita. Now, this is a $9 drink, and I'm incredibly cheap, but I'm also an incredible lightweight, and I realized that they might actually put the correct portions of alcohol in their drinks. So, Mr. Mo is like, "Do you need help walking out of here?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And they kept wanting to give me more, and I was like, "I don't think you understand. This is enough for me." So, yes, my middle son, who God's honest truth is, Bobby Hill in the flesh, Mother's Day margarita, and I put this on the internet, so now he knows. Oh, I guess it's this. I don't know if you have to put the little cash thing in there. I I don't know. Alright, let you know what? So, it's incredibly nerdy, but my favorite thing is going up and down the grocery aisles and finding the clearance stuff because when you have a family of 8 and they're all like a wild pack of hyenas, eating stuff. When I find clearance stuff, we will buy the heck out of it. So, that is my one thing that I really like, and I always like going through Myers always has a bunch of stuff on clearance half the time, and I always get a bunch of booze. We're saving for the rapture. Everyone else will be gone, and, I'll have all the booze. Let's be real. Oh, Lord, this woman did she make a list? She made a list. This woman, again, I I'm telling you, that is my one sad thing. So, again, tangent, more tangent. We live in we live south of Indianapolis, way in the boonies. in a rural area, and our only Trader Joe's are up north, and they're on the same uh, honestly, the same street, but about 30 minutes away from each other. It's just sad. I want Trader Joe's for the triple ginger cookies. Let's be honest, I go into Trader Joe's and all I get are bad snacky foods and candy. I I cannot be trusted with the Trader Joe's, which is why they don't build them down here. All right, let's see. This is from December. I'm sure she's got so much more to say because it's Sarah. Oh, you're fine. It's okay. I know Trader Joe cookies, I go in there and I have, like, just a cart full of it looks like a drunken toddler has gotten everything their mom told them not to. It's sad, and I don't share. I, honest to God, have, like, 12 different hiding places where I stash my stuff because my youngest is like a truffle pig and will find my snack foods and then eat all of them. Just sad. Yeah, I do love Trader Joe's, but, I'm trying to be better. I am trying to eat a little better-ish Monday. You guys know, it always starts like, "I am gonna do this Monday." Alright, let's see here. Oh, Lord. Summary of progress. Numbers only, it's all I have. 1. Since appointed by the court, Frank J. I think that's a J. Bankowitz, attorney number 6, July 11, 2022, 21 weeks, 147 days. You know, in jail, she does have time to math. I mean, she's better at mathing than I am, so, hey, jail, constitutional law, learn to math. Now, I do believe that there is an inverse reaction, so the more she learns about law, the less she'll know about math, but we will have to see if this becomes something that we can track, as we go along. 2, since last spoke to Frank J. Bankowitz, attorney number 6. Well, that's good. In case we got brain damage between this line and this line, she spells it out, thank God. August 22, 2022. 15 weeks, 105 days, and counting. You know, I remember counting like this during pregnancy because honestly, by the last month, you're like, "I have been pregnant for 84,900 years, and I'm done. We need a crowbar and a suction cup because this kid's getting evicted." But I like how she does and counting. 3, since pretrial conference, no response from attorney or court, October 25th, 2022, 6 weeks, 42 days and counting. 4, since my last letter to judge regarding MIA attorney and case, November 3, 2022, 4 weeks, 32 days and counting. 5, total hours of time represented by Frank Bankowitz, 3,528 and counting. Total hours time spent with client Sarah Boone. In quotes, Sarah Boone too. To be honest, that's 2 more than I think I could handle. Oh my god. I her sh she is you know, we do need to see if it's an inverse correlation between math and lawing. I mean, I think it's held true through all of LawTube that if you law, you cannot math, otherwise you would have become an engineer. And again, 2 hours with Sarah Boone might be 2 more than I could handle, to be very honest. "Where is my attorney? Where are you, Judge Wooten? I understand the holiday mode." Everyone is in as we inmates sit and wait for it to pass. But before I slash we, again, I love the use of the royal we. I just feel I feel dignified listening. Hey, like I said, maybe we'll do a class time learning, how to make bathtub gin or something around here. We come to an end of another year, almost 3 for me, and OCCD. It would be respectful of the court to please advise the status and location of my attorney. I love how she's, like, putting his little picture on a milk carton. They've got those little flyers that you get with, like, a digitally aged lawyer. He's hiding. He's in the witness protection program. He got 18 letters. He's done. And provide any real progress of my case, which is difficult to do and further without an attorney. Nonetheless, after being appointed so many, I had thought hopefully of the level of dysfunction would be lessened. Unfortunately, to date, I am sadly mistaken, and I feel I have been severely misled. Even more unfortunate seems to be the lack of representation from any party of my case other than myself. Look at the numbers. God bless the intern that has to copy this. In the meantime, and in preparation for the upcoming status hearing on 12/20 at 10:45 a.m., which I just received notice for, quote or brackets, "Thank you for the inclusion. I am in the progress of writing to our governor." Oh my god. I cannot please let there be a DeSantis and then a Joe Biden letter, because I need it for my life. Regarding the mismanagement of my case and the multiple added obstacles and deterrents I'm experiencing, trying to avoid any further time-consuming hindrances or setbacks going forward. Some of the major legitimate concerns of mine are the violation of my constitutional rights, the degree of neglect and nonchalant approach by everyone in my case to substantially progress, and the illegal, non permissive release and distribution by the Orange County Sheriff's Department of crucial confidential case files, videos, and photographs, documents, etc., pertinent to my case. Oh gosh, she's in all caps, which I have not even seen or even know about. Everyone knows more than I do about my case. As a result, it's impossible to choose a jury. What in the world is wrong with this? He is just, or she is just, why? First of all, anything that was released, the police department had legal reasons to give it out. It's a public sunshine law, sweetheart. We're gonna be also, it's hilarious. Well, it would be more hilarious if you hadn't unalived your boyfriend, but your general demeanor is insane, not to mention the fact that you honestly think like, "Hey, Imma get out of here." Okay, here's the quick things that I have learned from LawTube, from your wonderful Aunt Mo, the crazy one. If you are read your or your Miranda rights at the beginning of an interview, use a suspect. Keep your mouth shut and get a lawyer. If you are going to see the cops, get a lawyer. If a cop even looks at you, get a lawyer. This woman, she's like, "This was a trick. I have been wronged, but it wasn't intentional." Like, lady, that's not how any of this works. And had you got an attorney, they might have been able to suppress those videos or something, but as of now, you have a terrible fact pattern and you can hope that you get manslaughter. You're not getting out of jail. I'm sorry, and you shouldn't. You are a belligerent butthole. Stop. A jury that will be impartial, fair, and uninfluenced by all the mutated, exaggerated hype and sensationalism. Hi. Hi again. Look, you keep writing these things. I'm going to keep semi drunk reading them. I hope you have fun. This is fun for me. You are horrible and you haven't said sorry yet. Dear Lord, if you had just said sorry. But okay, also, Mr. Mo says I cannot buy a, airbrush white dragon blue-eyed white dragon shirt and or painted on the side of the red van. He is so not fun sometimes. Again, e everything has to be released. This is a case that involves you, again, shoving your boyfriend into a suitcase. People are gonna watch. Not to mention you are a train wreck, like, into a flaming volcano on top of nuclear waste or maybe a pet cemetery. So, yes, I'm here for it. I'll keep up the bad work, per Daryl Brooks. This has been a significant underline reason I requested a change of venue previously. At this point, I am speaking to your man. No, at this point, it will make no difference. There is nowhere I am not known. The premature, unfair judgment by everyone has wrongfully and inappropriately already been made. I haven't even seen my discovery or know where my attorney is. My sixth underline attorney. Not only am I the other party in my case, you are the only party in your case. He's not a part. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Still underlined in the dark with everything underlined. I am blind in the dark. If you were blind in the dark, you wouldn't have been able to zip George up in a suitcase, so you might wanna stayed that way. This is wrong, unfair, and especially for a still proud citizen of the United States of America. You know, her and Letitia have become patriots, and am I right now thinking of both of them running in that Mel Gibson The Patriot movie, holding a flag? You know, God love them. They find constitutional law and patriotism in jail, and maybe Jesus, bless their hearts. And unacceptable. There is more to everything, much more, in which I've been patient to the extreme to explain, interpret, and educate. Oh, Sarah, let me explain a couple of things to you. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid because like, of all the things that maybe someone in jail shouldn't do, it's, talk to other people on the outside who are their judges like they're dumb. Free Mo tip. What now seems to be the whole world. I am hopeful the governor will be able to untangle the chaos and mistreatment. No one else seems to be available or willing to abide by the protocol of our justice system and rightfully, eagerly apply themselves. I am hoping, brackets, still, these aforementioned topics can be further discussed at the hearing on the 20th, and in which I am bringing to everyone's attention prior. I have not, underlined, heard from my appointed attorney to date, so I am unaware of what else may be on the docket. It is time finally, underscore, to move forward in all the right ways. You know, I have the handwriting of, I don't know if anyone has ever seen the movie Seven, but John Doe, small, tiny, well, what would you would call manifesto handwriting. So it is upsetting that she has beautiful handwriting, She is in all caps, but, I deserve good handwriting. I'm going to write to governor. I can't. You guys, I think oh, wait, no, there's a PS. Oh, Lord Jesus. I am also sending you a direct copy or sending a direct copy to you in case the court and or judge decides not or does not, therefore giving no reason of any unsurety of my ongoing concerns regarding having no communication from you in any manner for almost 4 months. I believe the court and or the judge would have sent copies to you of all my letters to them, but since I have been unsuccessful in receiving a response or update, I know it. By their side also, I am taking it upon myself to make sure everyone is aware I am still sitting here waiting for you. Please respond. Wow, nothing like threatening your lawyer. I believe me, I know like my better angels are wanting justice for George and her to be defended by a very very patient and martyred lawyer, and the other part of me is like, "Oh my god, the absolute S show it would be for her to represent herself." I also like how she is in this paragraph, tattling to her lawyer and threatening him that she's going to, tell him she's going to send, copies to the court in case the judge is unaware that she keeps filing a bunch of daggone letters. She's just the gift that keeps on giving. The self-awareness or lack thereof is just well, it's chef's kiss cringe. I just don't understand how you wouldn't maybe say, "It seems like these letters aren't working. I wonder if possibly not being a giant pain in the ass would work. Maybe people would respond to me better. Maybe things would be better." Or I will consistently send unasked for letters because that is how I roll. Alright, I'm gonna do one more letter, and then I think we'll do another stream maybe tomorrow with the rest of them because the 2 children that I have still here are definitely wondering if we're going to have food, which is hilarious because I got lucky with the 2 that are still here. I've got my oldest, who is me when I was a teenager, so she will stay in her room until midnight and then come out to eat like a mugwai. I just have to make sure she doesn't eat after midnight or get wet, because otherwise we get gremlins. And then my youngest daughter is also here, and she you know, it it could happen, but she's the only patriot among us who's willing to harass the hell out of everyone, I guess. You know what? They're fairly good at getting their own, but since we are just the 3 of us, I think we might splurge and get, pizza delivered. We are big families are fan of the Little Caesars, but since it's only the 3 of us, we might, order out. Yeah, it is a kind of a pull and push because I love that movie. But I couldn't understand because I am really so type A and, rule following in my real life, how you could just I would ask my mom, like, "How could you screw up 3 directions?" It's like, you don't feed them after midnight, you don't get them wet, and you don't let them in a suitcase? I can't remember. But, yeah, I always ask my mom, I was like, "How could he screw up 3 instructions?" He said it, and the old Chinese man told him all these things that you had to do, and he couldn't. It doesn't make sense, mom. I was an odd child. I know you're shocked. The shock. you must feel at me being an awkward child. Alright, let me see if I can get so this is January because, of course, she sent one right after December because, you know, it's not like anyone has holiday stuff or even peopling to do. I I know, I don't. Oh, I know, Gizmo was my favorite. I wanted him also, side tangent, if you are a kid of the early '90s, late '80s, what the hell was up with children's shows? I mean, you get Labyrinth, which has David Bowie in a codpiece and ridiculously tight pants, perving on an 18-year-old or maybe 16-year-old girl. You have Dark Crystals with the Skeksis and little gelflings and everything, and then what else do we have? We have Black Cauldron and the dinosaurs. I mean, honestly, the fact that we made it out and we're semi-normal with the children's shows that we got, I always say we did it okay. My mom's like, "You are odd," and I'm like, "Have you seen the movies that you exposed me to? Dances with Wolves?" I mean, just kidding. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, she knows his address. The man should never oh, the never-ending story too. Like, good night. And I never figured out until I read the book that his mom has some really weird hippie name because I always ask my mom, like, "What did he name that?" Or, "What was the name?" And she's like, "Oh." Again, I was a weird child. Oh, no, I did. I did. I have children. I did. Baby Shark nearly broke me. It was a dark, sad time because YouTube has Baby Shark in Mandarin and Greek and all the time in Korean. We didn't have the internet to document our idiotic behavior too. You know, my kids really like them. I thought I didn't go full on Christian conservative, like, "They're demons, and they're coming to spread Satan," but I was like, "They're just a little eh were you high? Were all of you high?" Oh, I hate that. No, I hate it so much. My son is my youngest, most feral of children, loves it, and I can't with it anymore. I hear it and I start to convulse and have a tick. It's bad. I haven't been exposed to that as much. I learned the one earbud trick, so I listen to trials while they listen to whatever it is that they're listening to. Otherwise, I would have been like Sarah looking for my lawyer every day. He is such an idiot. Why would you give Sarah your address? Oh, Lord. She knows he has a family. Dude, run. Well, at least she's starting out with no underlined stuff. Oh, the Aquanauts. It's sad when you have those, Aquanauts unite and you start singing it to yourself. That's when you need a mom break. That's when you say, "Okay, you need to go listen to serial killers on YouTube." Oh, yeah, Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol was just it I'm glad we got earbuds for my youngest. Mr. Bankowitz, hello and happy New Year. I hope your holidays were lovely and very memorable. This is if you read it, you know, with different inflections, it sounds a bit like, "That's a really nice business you have. I'd hate to see it wrecked." But maybe that's just me. Your holidays were lovely and very memorable for you and your family. I just wanted to check in as I have not heard from you since the status hearing back on 11/27/2022. Heifer, it has been what? December the 27th? You are not his only case. Imma need you to settle down. It has been what? I can't math. My law has started, my math skills have gone down, but we have, her, she's gonna tell us how many months and days and seconds and oh, for fuck's sake. This woman. Status hearing back on 12/27/2022, and I want to confirm you are still my attorney after your motion to withdraw was filed 12/19/2022. It's my understanding you are, which is why I am writing you directly, but also including Judge Wooten for fear I do not receive a response like the last almost 5 months bracket 21 weeks, 147 days. See, I knew she was gonna math for me. It is very important to me you are aware my questions and concerns for the anticipated pretrial conference on 1/17/2023. If you are unable to speak with me beforehand, which I very much hoping you will be, unfortunately, I am unsure what else to inquire about as I am unaware of any other progress going on my case. In the meantime, please see below and thank you in advance for the information and clarification. You know, there are times when I don't know things, and say I'm in Lowe's or I just want help getting something off the top shelf, and I pretend to be a little bit, like, kind and nice and ask people nicely for stuff. It's a thought. It's a break in behavior, but perhaps stop being a boil on the butt of humanity to this lawyer. I what? This woman. You know, I don't know. I believe she is the type that if you had told her she's a bit like me. I am 15 minutes early for everything or I am late. But she's also a bit of a self-entitled Karen, if you will. So if you are even 5 minutes beyond what she feels like has been an acceptable time for her to wait, she will tell you the hour, the date, and possibly give you a life story about why it is unacceptable that it took you, 4 more minutes to do something. So I don't know that she might be analytical, but it's in a more self-important, self-entitled type way. She's not analytical in the, "Let's read the room and maybe see that I am being a hose beast." And you get more flies with, well, unbitchiness, if you will. Number 1, pretrial conference, brackets, Tuesday, 1/17/2023. I would like to be in attendance. What time, please? I have not received a notice via mail or heard from you to ask, and no time was stated during the status hearing. Please make the necessary arrangements for me to be included. It is my right. Number 2, waiver of appearance. Please mail or bring the appropriate document or documents to unwaive. You know, I don't know if that's a word, but okay, unwaive. It's what you don't do at at stadiums. My appearances going forward to everything I am able to be included on, so as I am kept updated with all or with any or all status of my case. It is my right. Please note I have not signed any paperwork for you since the start of your representation, 7/11/2022. God bless this lawyer. We need to light a candle for him, say a couple prayers, make sure she didn't mail him anything fun. As my attorney, so I am unclear how my right to appear was waived in the first place, nor have I verbally given permission for the waiver either. Please provide the signed copy at your earliest convenience. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying if I was her lawyer, I'd be like, look, we for reasons of speediness and decorum and something Latin, she can't come anymore. It isn't lawful law. I do know that. And it might even I mean, is that a what is it? A judicial assist is that a subpenis? Okay, so also side note, Daryl Brooks was happening around, Halloween time, and I had the perfect couple's costume for Mr. Mo and I. I was going to have a sub on my shirt, and he's male, so he had a member, so we were gonna be a sub penis. He was not amused. So then I was gonna be a sub, and he was going to have a stain on his shirt, and it was gonna be sub stain. But given that, not many people are super duper nerds like me, uh, it did not happen. But I thought it would be wonderful and hilarious. And he was like, "You need to people outside more." I was like, "No, the internet has my people. We watch trials and make fun of people. That's what we do." It's I feel bad for Mr. Mo. He's so nice, he's nearly Canadian, and, well, I, on a good day, am smart aleck and acerbic, so it is what it is. Well, let's see. Oh, well, why was he going to withdraw? Sarah, I have no idea. Why would he withdraw? You're just a ray of well, you're just a sparkling ray of bitch, aren't you? It takes one to know one, and sweetheart, I do know, but good lord. Reason for withdrawal. Alex, I'll take things that are obvious for 600. I was not, underlined, made known by you as my attorney or stated by the judge to the court during the status hearing. I was completely blindsided and still massively confused for the attempt as our attorney client relationship hasn't been established from the 2 hours we have spoken out of out of the now 4,536. She might not know as much law if she can math this good. I'm just saying. I know, I thought it was hilarious, but then I remembered that I don't wanna go to my HOA's, Halloween party. They all kind of suck balls, to be very honest with you. I may or may not have basically said that in my, official running papers to be part of the HOA. I can't imagine why I didn't win. Peopling is my specialty, if you will. Oh, n no, I don't. But, once I get, massively famous, I will have one. But first I needed an assistant that understands all the computery things, so I can do layouts and cool animations like, Nicholas has. I also told my husband that we could get pretty much, that's exactly what I said, but I also said that I liked Star Wars, not Star Trek, but original Star Wars from George Lucas and not Disney Star Wars. So I might have hurt some feelings, I don't know. And the general information it was when we actually did. If you had genuine, legitimate concerns, I thought that from a professional, moralistic Ma'am, you put your fun-sized boyfriend in a suitcase, went to bed, woke up at the crack of noon, and didn't even and didn't even, you know, do the CPR that you said he was purple. Imma need you to stop with the moral grandstanding. I mean, in order to be on a soapbox, you have to start from, like, a place to be on a high horse, you first have to not put that horse in a suitcase, okay? I need you to stop. Moralistic standpoint, you would have discussed it with me, or at least mentioned, rather than being uncommunicative for almost 6 months, an entire half of another year. Well, she is mathing. Uh, super true, super true. Although, as a political and, like, legally nerd, I did like the sequel trilogy, but except for that weirdness with, you know, Anakin being 12 and then 14 and going for a 40-year-old, but, it is what it is. 6 months, an entire half of another year for me just sitting here with nothing underlined to show but a perpetual question mark still over my head. I would have hoped that if you were unable to maintain your workload, which still presently includes me as your client, you would have not made the decision to take on my case. I think he might have pissed off the judge and that's why he got you. I have a feeling that you're like the n not it, no backsies kinda case. And even give me the selling points on all your capabilities and resources. Why? Please help me understand. We're supposed to be working together and for each other rather than against. It worries me futuristically. Now, I know that futuristically can't be a word, but I want to use it now in many sentences. Learn to English by Sarah Boone. Also, I have not to date received the copy of your withdrawal. Judge Wooten said I was included on when reading the certificate of service during the hearing. Please provide me a copy. She is, I don't know if you've seen Diary of the Wimpy Kid, the movie, but the cheese touch, she is the literal cheese touch of, law in Florida. I mean, I think even Steve Gosney is nicer than my husband. I mean, he's almost, saint-like, and I think Steve Gosney even couldn't deal with her. I think he would, like, be like, "No, Imma pray for you from far back. It's just how we pray, and I'm gonna let Jesus help you." Oh, okay, well, it is a word. Awesome. That's it. I'm using futuristically in all my sentences from now on. It just is a thing. I know, it is just her and Daryl Brooks, reading the room must just be very hard if you're a narcissist, I guess, or whatever they are. Look, like I said, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor. I am a Mo drinking out of what can only be the most hilarious thing I've ever seen at Goodwill in my entire life. So, I guess it is absolutely the most ridiculous thing. I feel like we're learning. We are learning together. I don't know, but I'm going to use both now. Where was I? Oh, fun accounts. It was previously told to me by you in our one in-person meeting, 8/22/22, that you already had this set up and you were having your assistants look into so we could use after not answering any of my calls. Oh Lord. Again, why would you give this woman your number? This is where you get a burner phone and you keep that phone in the drawer, and then you take that drawer and you hide it like the Jumanji box, and you tell no one to open it. After not answering any underline of my calls, the few I did make an attempt, by few, she means 5,327. I did make in an attempt to touch base with you to provide requested information you asked me for. I stopped calling you, Mr. Bankowitz, and I have not to date since September 2022. I kept hoping you would call me or set up a visit, even for 15 minutes, which has not happened. Please help me understand why you gave me your personal cell phone number. Again, do not give inmates your personal cell phone number. That's a bad idea. Also, to clarify for you, the judge, etc., I did not, underline, avidly search for the statements regarding your public reprimands in 2015 and 20. Okay, who had this as a contempt of court, punishment? Steve, you win. He was up for contempt of court, and this was his punishment. In an attempt to speak with you. Okay, so she did not avidly look, but she just found them accidentally, like, accidentally going upstairs and going to sleep when your boyfriend's begging for help? Her accidentally is interesting. I'm sorry. We try. It's never the letters we want to get, it's always bills and stuff. It's never like, I was seeing you at Walmart and, you were feeling a little bad about yourself, but I thought you looked amazing." Like, it's never those letters, or, "We found $1,000,000 for you." It's always like, "This is a bill. You need to pay stuff. We've asked you 5 times to not, flamingo people's lawns." Good lord. In an attempt to speak with you from no response to my letters or calls, cell or office. When having someone look up any contact alternative and confirm your address from a letter I sent that was returned, then resent, the reprimands were discovered, and for the same complaint as mine, lack of communication. During the status hearing, when I made this known, I was not clear in the end if you were going to actually step up again or set up again the phone account to be used, which any and all callers, brackets, inmates, must have established in order to speak to families, friends, attorneys, anyone. Ma'am, you don't have friends. No, ma'am. You have you have people that you bother, and your family has run away. Above all else, okay, this woman, on a serious note, was a mother, and she kept pushing her son off so that she could have days to drink with George. I'm sorry, but enough. You need to just be quiet and get off the soapbox from your very deep, deep hole. You are actually only barely level with the ground. Did you It is nothing new or extra, and all costs incurred can be submitted for payment to the court, as you have done already in the past. This is how attorneys communicate with their clients here in OCCD. Another option, in addition to the 45-minute video visits, 15 minutes at home visits, in person visits, and of course, the postal service. This woman, she's really bringing the UPS or USPS into this. I would definitely make sense. It would definitely make sense to use in avoidance of even more time being exhausted in the length between any visits in the future, which underline will only help the progress of everything. Will you be utilizing? Ma'am, he wants nothing to do with your crazy. And the fact that you brought up looks like almost 6-year-old stuff. Listen, I enjoy being petty. In fact, if there is any Scottish in me, I am the Highlander of holding a grudge. Mr. Mo knows. I'm get mad, it's a good 3 days and I'm over it. Now Mr. Mo gets mad and then he's done. He doesn't understand grudges, and I hold them. And this woman was petty enough to go back into his career and find where he has been reprimanded, where she sits in jail for having unalived her boyfriend. She has the nerve to bring up the fact that he might have had a hard time dealing with all the cases he had. Now, if I had the brass boobs this woman does, Mo for president for the rest of her life. It would just be a lifelong presidency. I'm telling you, I would go to the dark side. But if I had 1/10 of this woman's self-assuredness and her if I were just as confident in every single one of my choices, it this is why God puts limits on me, because he knows. He knows a fully unleashed Mo would be terrible for the world. Number 5, and she numbers her pages. She is just an anal retentive C word. Uh, I know. Look, I am tired just I mean, if Dumbledore dies at the end of this, I'm gonna be pissed. You know what? I'm going to really mess up your name. I'm going to say Toilet Carissa? Listen, I'm sorry. I have 6 kids and I can barely say their names, and I made sure they were short and sweet because Mo had a little bit of dyslexia, so her long name, I was like, "Nope, we're not doing that to a kindergartner. 4-letter names, and you're done." But I wouldn't send you to Arizona. You'd be the one biker I spare, and anyone you like. But this woman, I okay, we're just gonna keep going because I have already I don't get it. I've had so many people tell me, "No, Arizona is just it's a dry heat." And I was like, "I don't think you understand that I am of the skin lack of pigmentation. That means I have 2 colors, clear and beet red." And I don't do hot. I can do pretty cold, but I don't do hot. I'd just be sitting in the air conditioning, and then what's the point of even being in Arizona? Yes, they all have middles. I don't have to the first one, it was just the first name that, my first husband and I both liked, so we went with that one. The second one, I used my great-grandmother's name, though I should have asked if she was a whole lot sassy before I named my middle one because, uh, apparently her namesake was a whole lot sassy, and it's come through. And then the 3rd one, I took letters of the girls that I had around me and kind of made a Irish slash Scottish one, you know, I have thought about doing like a Sound of Music where they each have a whistle thing and they have to do that. Oh, no. I hate that. I I hate when I'm looking for my phone and I have it in my hand. That's or in one of those side pockets on your pants. You know when you'll find it? You will find it when you've looked everywhere else and you finally just buy another one. I would say look under your bed because that's where everything seems to disappear and or the dryer. But that just sucks so many donkeys. I'm not at the 2 hours yet. No, the only thing I really want my kids to do, and it would be my girls and then my boys, is sometime in my life, I am making the girls get, giant, taffeta skirts, and I'm making them sing the sister song from White Christmas, and then I'm gonna make the boys do the dance after too, like, Bing Crosby and the redheaded guy's name, I think it was Dean Cain. Anyways, once in my life, my kids are gonna have to do the sister song. That's just how it's going to be. That's the one thing they can do. I will die happy if they're all in giant taffeta dresses singing the sister song with the fans because I have odd goals. I know, and, had any of us had musical talent, I'd make them be a band like the Partridge Family because that's just what I would do. I swear to God that's happened. I or your sunglasses and they're on your head, and it's like, I am of somewhat normal intelligence. I can do things. I have been deemed normal by the state-ish. Danny K, there you go. I knew it was something or other. I knew it was a name. My youngest, most feral, we have a giant house that's state of the art 1971. The amount of LSD that had to go into building this house because there is not a square corner to be found, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But the youngest, most feral would hide, and I wouldn't be able to find him, he'd fall asleep. The amount of just having to try to find let me tell you, if we'd had the youngest first, he would be an only child. Just out. Number 5, discovery case materials. In the status hearing, you stated you have, quote, 2 boxes of information that are out of order and unorganized. Don't we all? I've got like 12 junk drawers, lady. Have you organized and reviewed? How long have they been in your possession? When will we be going over? It is extremely concerning. This is all you have. It has been said that there were 3, 5, 6, a ton from some of the attorneys prior on my case. Which is it? And what is there? 3 years later, I am still wondering. I have put in numerous hours, pages, pen ink of my own information. Who's still giving her pens? I feel like if we gave a or if we, took away her crayons, none of this would happen. Yeah, that's the thing. It's amazing how in a big family you have all the different personalities, and it is really interesting to see, but yeah, the number 6 number 6 is the one that you just have to Oh, not Kanye. Well, I kind of get it, but she's acting like she was, you know, grossly violated, like she, was caught jaywalking and she's been a political prisoner since. Yeah, I can only imagine how she especially for someone who, let's be very honest, doesn't have a job, is living off of her ex-husband, barely takes her son. I mean, the amount of self-assuredness and self-importance is just well, yes, it wasn't intentional, so she should be out. Uh, Part of me cannot wait to see her face when they say guilty and she realizes that, like, she'll be like Daryl Brooks, "Do I at least get credit for time served?" Yeah, you'd think that someone just, I cannot for the life of me with this woman. It is just absolutely amazing that she has no idea. I The myopic view she has of life is so fascinating. It's again, it is like a dumpster fire over Pet Cemetery kind of levels of S show that I find ridiculously intriguing, and I'm glad I found people that do too. Alright. I am s Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah, pen ink. Good lord. Which I am praying is in either of the boxes you currently have. Please let me know as the added amount of even more time to locate, receive, review anything missing from everyone receiving before then withdrawing will be most definitely be extreme. I don't know what you have. I could also assist in organizing what you have, considering it's all a part of my underlying case. I am eagerly awaiting and more than willing to help with this and everything else. I just need there, what there is, which I have yet to get 3 years later. Well, thank you. I'm having fun. I will probably stop at this letter though, because again, like kids have to eat ish. Hey, sort of. I mean, the two that are here are fully capable of feeding themselves, but like momming and paying attention other than Sarah Boone, you know. Oh Lord, how many more does she have a fun little oh, for God's sake. The poor postal service person that has to deal with her they're not even shenanigans. She's gone above and beyond to shenanigans, like, just of all the 6, prosecutor. Is there a new one in my case? I noticed his attendance during the 3 status hearing attempts and came to the conclusion there is. Since you have not communicated with me this or any information, nor an announcement made by the court, I don't know. If so, what is his name? What is his background? Like, are you profiling You know, as a person that deeply sometimes for an introvert who gets a little exhausted by peopling, I manage to have my own team of children. But there are days where I'm like, "You know what? Ted Kaczynski, had he not sent, exploding things, he kinda had a point." Although in my cabin in the woods, I want running plumbing and, to bathe. Oh my god, I would so read that, but again, like I said, if Dumbledore dies at the end of her book, Imma be pissed. or if Palpatine and his granddaughter win at the end, I'm gonna be super pissed. Again, why do you need to know the prosecutor's background? Do you think that that has any bearing on the fact that, again, in a suitcase, you placed your fun-sized boyfriend? He's let's be honest, he was a little guy. You put him in there, and you went to bed, and then you woke up at the crack of noon. And then when you were, told to try to help your boyfriend, you called your ex-husband for reasons, then called 911. What is up with people calling their exes instead of calling 911 first? I mean, and then in all your smartitude, you came up with hide and seek. I cannot. Mr. Bankerwitz, you must understand how insignificant I have been made to feel. I cannot. Y you have never felt insignificant in your life. With the never-ending debacles, hurdles, and stumbling blocks I have and am going through and still facing since becoming incarcerated, no one seems to listen. Well, that's because you're in timeout, and we don't listen to timeout kids. You sit in the corner until in my house, you stop fidgeting and you stand still and be quiet, which for my youngest takes about 45 minutes. So by the time we get done with a 5-minute timeout, I feel like uh, I have DID, like I've lost time. It's, you almost feel a bit like that. For the love of all the Cheetos in all the world, this woman cannot. I refuse, absolutely refuse to believe this, brackets, my entire experience to date is really how our justice system operates. I refuse because, as I said to you and Judge Wooten, the court, to everyone else in the status hearing, and to anyone who truly cares, my reason is hope. Never ending, no matter what. Hope. This is being the entire reason I am even here for my incarcerate. No, hope is not why you're incarcerated. Hope is what George had when he asked you to open the suitcase. He hoped you would do that. It's almost like they're ignoring you and going to bed drunk. I feel like a church lady coming on like, "Well, isn't that special? But you did put your fun-sized boyfriend in a suitcase, so, you're gonna have to go to prison." J Yes, Hope. Hope put her in prison. Just like, the bullets put other people in prison for murder. It just for it oh, Lord. This being the entire reason I'm even here for my incarceration. Nothing is impossible with God. Um, God has been asked to be left out of this conversation along with, Daryl Brooks' apology, non-apology. God and Jesus were like, "Look, we don't know him. We never met him. He doesn't go here." Like that whole thing from Mean Girls, like, I never met he doesn't even go here. And I await my day to say my truth. Inside of everything, please don't give up. I have not and will not ever underline. I await your response/responses. Always Mr. Bankwitz, thank you. Thank you after I, dug up into your past and found you know, your disciplinary charges. This I you know, if Alanis Morissette wrote a song about ironic that was actually irony instead of unfortunates, she has a whole wealth of inspiration in these letters. Yeah, this is definitely fun in a terrible, terrible sort of way because, uh, beyond being a mega super butthole on humanity, she did in fact lead to the death of someone. And how she even justifies any of this is amazing to me. Just amazing. That is the one thing I love, Ricada Law and everything, and he is just awesomely bombastic in the way that he can only be. He's that just dick that you like, he's gonna be dickish, but he pulls it off and it's almost affable. But he said something about my truth being something that's a great thing for, personal growth or therapy. But in the law, your truth doesn't matter. It's the truth that can be, proven by evidence. So I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is maybe around 12 do the last letters, and then I might do the complaint that the officers wrote, and then probably Monday we will do the interrogation because can I tell you, I love the female interrogator. She has full on Danny Glover, I am 2 days away from retirement and too old for this shit. Like, coming in, she is just like, "Uh, whatever, I don't care." Uh, pretty much, pretty much. So, she is my spirit animal because she is like what was my favorite line? "Do you want me to tell you how not to be charged with second-degree murder?" Nope. No. Sorry, no. Litter box. Between cats and children, you just can't have nice things. That is Cheddar, one of the herd of cats. But I am probably going to leave this here, and then tomorrow we will do the next 3 letters and maybe the criminal complaint because, again, the give no Fs of the female detective is just chef's kiss, and I've been waiting to go over it, and then probably Monday or Tuesday, we'll do the interrogation. I have been doing a retro react to, Joel Guy Jr., which he is a special kind of on the spectrum weird and definitely has some Manson lamp eyes. He is, genuinely one of the most unsettling and creepy people I have ever met or ever seen. I've not met him, you know. My bucket list is not to go meet all the serial killers yet. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun, reading as Sarah Boone is hilarious because she is just so out of this world, unable to read the room. She is hilarious. So have a good day and try to do one hard thing. So this is my one hard thing. It's my thing going forward this year is doing one hard thing a day. So today it was doing live because I have technical issues. I am technically an issue myself, but my goal has been to do one hard thing a day. So that's what I encourage all of you to do. And it can be something very, very small, like going to Walmart because peopling sucks. But That's what I do, so love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.